All right, it's Sunday. Welcome back. If you're joining us for the first time, I am Raven Maddock of Chrysalis Studios. I make ponies for a living, and it's a fun job. So, I'm going to do some updates on what I've been up to in prep for BreyerFest weekend, which is next weekend. I can't believe how fast time flies. So, yeah, that's crazy. I have stuff and things. My brain is absolutely fried. Just like most artists within the hobby. At this point, I think most people are pretty done with BreyerFest prep and all the stuff that comes with it. And it's always a fun time to try and cram everything in before the weekend. So, wow. We also have our truck running in a week-long race as of the weekend following BreyerFest. So we're trying to get all the stuff ready for that, work out some kinks in the whole system. And it's a week-long race. You race at different tracks around Alberta and drive the vehicle that you're racing in the drag races between all the different tracks. So it's quite the huge event. And last year we went, but we weren't able to race because there were some kinks with the vehicle. So this year we're hoping to be able to actually race and get times and compete properly. So that'll be kind of cool. So doing both events at the same time has been a lot for my brain cells. So I apologize if I cannot form sentences. Let's see. We have Momo. Hello, Momo. How's it going? Kimberly. Hello, Kimberly. Welcome. So yeah, there's lots of stuff going on. I've shown some peeks of some of the stuff that I'm working on. I also have colorful things that should be arriving in mailboxes very shortly with the stickers that went out for the sticker club and the upgraded medallion club. You'll also probably see prints of this guy. So glossy, doesn't want to focus. Prints of this guy as well available for BreyerFest, and yeah, maybe some other stuff. We'll see how it goes. So what else has been going on? Breyer's been posting lots of stuff about what's going on with the event. On the 30th, they posted a BreyerFest program, and it looks like in the BreyerFest auction that the raffle models might be a different sealer, I guess, than the ones that are available for the actual raffle. It looks like the ones that are available in the auction are glossy, and the ones that are available just normal are matte. So that's kind of cool. That doesn't normally happen, but that'll make them kind of one of a kind, unique things, which is neat. And then it makes it a little bit different than the actual ones that they raffle off. What are you finding, Nasho? He's like, hi, come say hi. Oh, no, he's leaving. Never mind. So yeah, that's kind of what's been up. There's been lots of people posting what they're going to have available at the different events, and I've been trying to share anything that I see that has relation to my stuff. So whether it's Fireheart or Fin or medallions or resins and stuff like that. So that's kind of cool. And you can always try and tag me. I'm trying to keep up with everything, but there's lots of stuff going on, so I apologize. The sticker club sticker thingy that went out comes with a little newsletter that I've been doing, and I'm going to post a page on my website for club members that they can access the old versions, but they're kind of fun, colorful little things that show you what I've been up to, maybe some stuff that's coming, and other things will eventually pop up in the newsletters as well. So that's kind of cool. I am, like I said, very busily working away on getting stuff done as other things are coming in. So Bombas orders are still being paid off. Those are shipping as I'm getting them ready to go, and working on a new mold, which you guys saw in progress. So that actually went really well. I did a test cast. So I have 3 of them behind me. This is the original. Unfortunately, they suffer some damages when they are molding, but that's okay. It doesn't affect the actual molds. And you can kind of see where the mold lines are. I had a whole glove piece for the face, meaning that there's no seams on her face at all, which is kind of fun. We haven't done that type of mold before, not quite like this at least. And they get quite dirty as they are being molded. But I did film the whole process, so I'll be doing a tutorial video for that. It's a little bit of a different mold. We did the middle pour first, which is something that Jen and Tom Ulp do, and normally we would pour that piece last, but as you can kind of see, it's really hard to get in there and see all the pieces that you need to clean out, because you would have to normally put clay in here and then clean it all out to be able to mold that middle piece. So doing it a little bit of a different way, which is kind of fun. It was an experience to play with, and she's a little bit challenging just with the face the way it is and the hair there. Normally you would want to split it half and half, but it didn't quite work that way. And then, like I said, we did the gloving around the face, which is kind of cool. So I showed a picture of the mold goo being poured. This is the non-baby powdered first waste cast. So you can see it picks up some of the clay, but this one didn't have any soft setting, anything, and it turned out really nice, which is a really good sign. It doesn't have any wires in its legs, so this is kind of a junk piece, but proof of concept. And then you can see where there's air bubbles in the ear. I marked them with an X. And then on the tail, that's kind of where I would need to soft set things, as well as the legs for putting wires in the legs so that they're reinforced. But they're, even without reinforcement, pretty good. The wire just keeps them from flying away if they do break their legs. So that's kind of nice. Kind of like this, where you can like dangle her leg. So yeah, that was cool. And then we got the waist cast over with. Thunk. And on to a nice one that has wires in it. So makes a big difference when you take your time to do the whatchamacallit, all the soft setting. This one did have some bubbles along the back just because I messed up my pour, so the castings that'll come after this won't look like this and have this many issues with little bubbles. And I was checking some stuff because the first couple castings, you got to kind of check and see. There's a couple of air bubbles here, so I need more sprues here. I need a couple more sprues there. But overall, quite nice. The gloving on the face worked really good. There's no seams at all on the face. Her little lip worked out really nice too. Happy BreyerFest, everybody. She's got a little swishy tail. And it's funny because the mold ended up being so big that it didn't fit in our pressure caster. So I ended up, because of her tail sticking out back here, so it ended up having to be quite thick because you need buffing on either side. Had I not done the little sticky outy piece of the tail, it would have been fine. So I had to actually grind and weld out new bolts for the plates. We use metal plates for the molds, and each of the sets of plates with the molds in it is like almost 50 pounds, 40 pounds. So you're picking up 40 pounds and moving it around quite a lot, which is a lot. But yeah, quite happy with how she worked out. She's got her cute little sideways akimbo stance. And then I'll get better pictures and post those fairly soon here. But she's got little whisker bumps around her eyes and her mouth. Just such a cute little face. It was so cool to do my grandma's. And then this will be technically, I guess, mirrored because my stupid camera is being a dink. Let's see if I can fix that. It keeps resetting. So she actually faces the opposite way that you're seeing on screen, I believe, which is super helpful. Thank you, camera. But yeah, little tiny whisker bumps. Quite cute. So, and then I showed her little friend. So this is Betty Boops, named after my grandmother. And Betty Boops has her little friend, which perches right on her little bum cheek and falls, apparently. So yeah, she'll sit on all sorts of pony bums, which is quite fun, and has a cute little friendly face. I'll get pictures of the two of them together for the release. The pictures are always my struggle, but fits on all sorts of bums, including teeny tiny pony bums, which is kind of fun. Yeah. Had to have a little friend, and my grandma loved cats and always wanted one and couldn't have one in her apartment. So that worked out really, really well. And she just perches right on her bum, which is cute. I quite like it. Depending on how the mold is being uncooperative for Sweet Pea the kitten, so unless I can get that working a little bit better, then the cats will be limited to the run with Betty Boops and won't be available individually. If I can get the molds working a little bit better, then I'll be able to offer the cat. Just because of how I made it with the curve on the bottom, it's being difficult. So always fun, always new challenges. And then the Yvonne heads are working out really well. So you saw, this is the bald version, and there's lots of really cool tutorials that I'll link and have available for people that want to make their own hair for her. You can sculpt it on, you can do, I like how the camera's like, oh, that's a face. I can focus on that maybe. You can do glue on hair. There's really cool tutorials for making wigs, which is kind of fun. And then anything like a mohair works well for that. You can use yarn, all sorts of stuff. Some people just leave them bald. They can put their hats on. The main kind of Breyer dolls, excuse his half naked nature, but these hats are a little bit too big for the Yvonne doll in general. They fit on his giant head, but as you can see, this is scaled to the same size as the Yvonne head, and it's way smaller, which means that the Breyer hat's a little big. But lots of people are 3D printing their hats. That's an option, and all sorts of other ways. There's YouTube tutorials for felting your own hats, but you can also get the one that has hair. And excuse her nakedness, but I don't have a set of clothes for her available. And then I did break the mechanism in the neck, so she's a little slumpy, but kind of fun. It'll be nice to see riders that are smiling in performance classes, showing their ponies and enjoying these gorgeous horses that we can only dream of having. But the hair turned out quite nice. I'm quite impressed with how that worked out. She's got a little part on the one side of her head. So super fun. That's kind of neat. So hopefully performance people will be happy that they have an option at least. Well, two technically. What else do I got going on? Showed you the kitty, showed you the pony, showed you the thingies. I'm gonna have prints of the sticker. I might have some sticker packs and some medallion packs available for the BreyerFest weekend too. There'll be really good deals and kind of fun because I have a couple of extras of things. Club members will get early access, and I will give them first access to the extras of the stickers for the Wildies before they're available publicly. And then we'll kind of go from there. So should be fun. I'm going to put some fun stuff up during the weekend. I want to do at least one giveaway, so I will have something going on for that. It's always fun trying to plan around all the things that are going on the whole weekend. So I'm trying to figure out what timing will work best. So if there's specific times that work better for people that are at the event, I know people at home maybe not quite as tied to things. Seems like during the daytime, other than the people that are doing workshops and seminars and things, that might be best. Because at nighttime, you're shopping and running around and doing things. So yeah. And hopefully everybody who's traveling travels safe, because that's a long, crazy thing. And I'm hopeful that everybody doesn't boil because it's very hot. Things like that. So let's see. We have Momo, Kim, Pam. Good morning, Pam. Carol, hello. Laura Rocksmith, hello. Morgan, hi. We don't see you very often. How's it going? Charlotte, hello. Happy BreyerFest. Kim, I'll have to watch the live later. Super cute. Thank you. Yeah, you can always come back and check and scroll through or watch me at speed through. I think YouTube gives you the ability to go through it like 1.25, 1.52 times speed. So if you want to hear me talk like a chipmunk, that's how you do it. Brenda, good morning. Katie, good morning. Screaming Beethoviano and gray and white tabby. That would be so cute. I can't wait to see them painted up. They're going to be so fun. She's going to just be so cute. I actually found a picture of a pony just the other day that I will pull up for you guys because it looks very much like her. kind of in build. Not in hair, but kind of in build. It's like little stubby legs. Cute little pony. I just thought that was like too funny. Just popped up there. And it is a cremello, but it does have pretty wild hair for a cremello. So that's kind of neat. Fun times. It's always nice. Hi, Krista. How's it going? Welcome. Actually, accidentally did YouTube 2x and it was hysterical. I already kind of talk fast, so I'm sure that made it way worse. And then the hand gestures. I probably look like there's 5,000 bugs and I'm trying to swat them all at the same time. Katie says 2.5-hour drive from Southern Ohio as a first-time mom. Hella nervous. That is a long drive for having a little baby. I'm assuming, well, could be coming with you or staying at home. Either way would still make you nervous. So have a safe travel. That is a lot on your brain as your brain's trying to process all the crazy things going on. Shari, hello, welcome. So yeah, there'll be lots of fun stuff going on. I'm gonna try and tell you guys as soon as I have things locked in what it will look like. I do have the pricing information coming because I'm gonna cast a couple more to get a better idea, because after the biter thing, the first one does not count as a casting in my brain for testing it out. But she seems really well behaved. There is a part of the mold that is a little bit more I need to be mindful of it. It's a little bit more fragile just in around the tail because of how the tail swooshes and how we molded it. So I'm being mindful of that. We'll see how that handles the next couple of castings, and then I can set all my pricing and go from there. It'll be kind of fun. And then that'll determine whether I offer her as a limited to say 2 molds, or if I open it up for a little bit more, or just open it up for the weekend, or how that's going to work. So you're always welcome to let me know your thoughts in the comments, or send me an email and let me know what you think for how you would like to see stuff. I know things change depending on what's available for people. I should have a few of these cast and ready for the weekend. And yeah, should be fun. And then we do have the truck thing afterwards. So I will get as much as I can ready beforehand, and then we're gone for a week, and then I will be back. I'll be pretty much offline-ish. I'll have some access to online stuff as we're running around, but we will most likely be fixing things on the vehicle as we go. That's part of the adventure. Last time we had to fix the ECM, the electrical control module thing. It lit on fire on the highway, and our windshield wipers were going, and it sprayed the windshield. We couldn't see. It was fun times. Changing an alternator in a parking lot, all sorts of good stuff. So it should be an adventure. Pray for me. But yeah, crazy things. Anybody that is in the Medallion Club or any of the clubs will get early access to the sales stuff that's going on. And I'll probably do some sort of separate giveaway for club members this weekend. Coming up, not this weekend right now. My brain's already next weekend. And then for general stuff, I'll do another thing for general. Everybody can enter kind of thing. And anybody that's joining in the clubs would also count for that. And Medallion Club members get a discount on stuff that's available. So it's always complicated. There's always levels. And then people that are signed up or signing up also qualify for the Juggernaut giveaway that will be done on the end of the month, which is the 31st, I believe. Thursday, so I probably won't do the actual draw till the 3rd. And then sometime probably for maybe the stream on Sunday, maybe I'll announce what the People's Choice results were for the next medallion, or might not quite squeak in for the next one, possibly the one after, but for the People's Choice medallion, I will have that information too, because all of the surveys were filled out. Pretty well, a good majority of you guys filled it out, which is very cool and very helpful. I appreciate your feedback. This sort of stuff helps me determine the direction of things a little bit. Obviously, there's some of my artistic whim in there, but it's nice to see what people are looking for. And I love hearing from you guys and helping try to make your dream ponies happen. So that is the thing. We are doing Miles of Mayhem. That is the name of the race. It is ridiculous. So we have to go, I think it's 1,700 kilometers. What's 1,700 kilometers in miles? That is 1,056 miles you have to drive in the vehicle you were also drag racing. So crazy. Um, I will be announcing Betty Boop's price shortly. Like I said, I need to do a couple more test casts to make sure she's going to be reasonably well behaved, and then we will do that. So soon, very, very soon. Laura Rocksmith is heading down. Hopefully the truck does behave. Hi, Ellen. How's it going? Hi, Krista. I think he said hi already. Yeah, crazy. My brain is absolutely fried. There is not enough coffee to keep up with the amount of crazy. I was doing calculations for fuel with the truck. So at the same time that I'm processing BreyerFest stuff, I'm trying to help with the truck stuff. And we're like, upgrading the fuel lines from these little fuel lines to really big fuel lines and determining how much flow is required for different parts, because everything at this point on this truck is experimental. It is a racing vehicle that is also a street vehicle. It's street legal, but it is pushing every envelope of everything. Like most people, that you can't buy parts for it, really. You have to customize parts for it. It's ridiculous. And my husband's very good at the physics and the science and the math parts. And I can kind of more like tangentially things that like I can wrap my brain around, that have like spatial stuff make sense to me more. But I can sometimes kind of help him with issues with it. It's crazy. So my brain is like absolutely fried. So I apologize if words don't work for the next probably week and a bit, but should be cool. Allison, hello, welcome. So yeah, that's kind of the gist of what I've been up to. I'm gonna post prettier pictures of everything soon here. Like I said, pictures are always the hardest part, and then a couple of painted pieces should squeak in under the line and be available probably for offers through the weekend. And hopefully as many of the ponies as I can cast with the cats and the heads. I already have a bucket of heads, which is kind of fun. I'm trying not to go too overboard with that because I know it'll take some getting painted and things for people to be really excited about it. But kind of nice to have some options for performance showers. I put her on a horse, and just the whole fact that she's smiling makes like everything more fun, I think. Because it's like, oh, I'm happy to be here. Naked on a horse. She's like Lady Godiva, but just happy. You should be happy if you're on these awesome, pretty ponies. But simple things. Makes me happy inside. Hopefully it helps a couple of performance showers and brings a smile to somebody's face, because that's what it's all about at the end of the day anyways. So yeah. Hi Karen. How's it going? When will we get a picture of the car? It is not fancy looking on the outside. It looks like something from Mad Max. Oh, as my phone wants to play all of the sounds. Let's see if I can find a picture. And you guys can see it. It is a big 3500 diesel painted in a rust paint. So it's actually a paint we had to order from the UK that you put on and it rusts, and then you seal it. And it's actually sealed with a whole bunch of layers of Perlex in the clear coat, so it glitters. The front bumper, you can't quite see it, but it's like a big train style bumper that he made. It's got a stack that he can put in the back if he wants that says "Bwahaha" on the side of it. It's kind of fun. It's very, very rednecky, very Mad Max. You can kind of almost see the bumper there with its little train bits on it. And actually the hood still looks like it's made out of fiberglass. So we've had to learn how to do fiberglass too. It's quite the thing. It says 3500 raw on it because it's very raw. It's kind of cool. And a lot of people seem to judge it by the cover and they go, oh, well, what could that thing possibly do? But it's about a 9-second truck in the quarter mile. And 9 seconds is where you need a parachute, and little cars struggle to get to 9 seconds. It's quite quick, about 2000 horsepower. Should be about that with fuel only. A lot of people here run nitrous in their systems too, and that makes 400 extra horsepower. So it should be about 2,400, 2,500 potentially. We built it to be bigger and more crazy than it actually is, so that it runs a reasonably consistent without breaking things time. But it's crazy. It is quite it is quite the Cummins for sure. So yeah, it's quite the truck. I've got a little like 3-liter eco diesel, which is like the babyest truck engine that you can get for a diesel. Almost. There's a 2.8 out there somewhere, but very, very small little engine, and I love it. And then we've got the big monster, which is actually reasonably good on fuel. Just well, maybe not now that it has 2 giant fire hoses coming out of its tank feeding into the things. But anyways, I know way more about vehicles now than I ever should because of this and the truck, which is our baby basically. So it's pretty crazy. So yeah, that's the other side of our lives and crazy stuff that happens here in the Maddock household as we're mad scientists working on trucks and horses and stuff. So yeah, that's kind of what we've been up to. There might be a couple more things that squeak across the line. We'll see how crazy the week is. And then if you've paid off your Bombas orders in the last little bit, those are getting mixed in with things and hopefully going out before we take off for the week. So yeah, if you pay it off like BreyerFest weekend, might be a little hard to get things out before, but I will make my darndest effort. It's crazy. The weekend is crazy. Have gentleness towards all the artists. We're all struggling. So yeah, it's quite fun. And it's kind of fun to have it to do together. We have a partial roll cage in it, and technically need a full roll cage to run nines, but the NHRA rules say you need the full roll cage. So that's why we're trying to tune it so that we run under nines so we don't have to. And then maybe the last pass, Chris is like, maybe we'll just throw the competition and run really fast and get kicked out at the end and show everybody what it can do. But we'll see. I'll try and document the process along the way because it's quite the thing. Like there's people that get stuck on the side of the road, and you can't technically bring a team of helpers or another vehicle to support you. You have to basically be at the whim of everybody. So if somebody needs a part, you can bring somebody a part, but you can't have like a dedicated person or car that can go get stuff for you. You're not supposed to. You can bring a trailer as long as it's attached to your vehicle that you're racing, and it's wild. It's wild to see what shows up. We were at a diesel event last weekend, and the Welder Up guys showed up with some of their big stuff, which is cool because their patinas are all really rusty and fancy and cool. Just looks really neat. Steve Darnell was there in person, and a couple of other people. We have a local guy up in Edmonton called Mario that works with Steve quite often, and has a big semi-tractor trailer that he races, that's also done up kind of in fanciness. So yeah, it's wild. There's a whole other realm of things. And like I said, I knew nothing when I met Chris about vehicles, and now I can troubleshoot the drag racing vehicle and have a general idea of some of the stuff that goes on. I'm like, oh, you can hear certain noises when you learn what the noises are with vehicles, and it's not good. So yeah, I follow too many drag and drive things, says Laura. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, a whole bunch of you guys have diesels. Yeah, it's fun. Lots of power, good, reliable vehicles. They kind of get dragged through the mud with recent green stuff. But their engines last longer, which tend to be a whole other thing. I don't know that the calculations are being done 100% reasonably when it comes to that sort of thing. They would rather you buy a new vehicle than look into the realities of other things. So everything's a give and take, my friends. Everything's a give and take. Yeah, so that's what we do. It's Alberta. It's kind of like Canada's Texas a little bit. So we're crazy. Use your earometers. Pretty much. You can usually hear stuff that's going on, and it's hard because my husband has hearing aids. He destroyed his ears through construction and other things before they had hearing protection. So it's hard for him to hear some of the stuff. But I'm like, your filter's squealing. This is happening over here. There's a weird sound. Like we have to punch out the whole back end and put in, build a new suspension system before the race next weekend. along with 500 other things we have to do that will allow the suspension to actually move because it's getting caught. So there's all sorts of stuff. We're going to be on Red Bull and coffee and running 24/7 until the end of BreyerFest. And then I will probably disappear from social media for a minute as I recover from everything. I might actually not be able to do a stream while we're on the road. So we'll have next stream, but maybe not the one after that as we start the race. But I'll keep you guys in the loop. Anyway, I've prattled on about vehicles and crazy stuff that we do way too long. So I'll let you guys go for the day. That's kind of the gist of what I'm up to. More updates through the week as we lead up to BreyerFest. Anyone that's going, safe travels. We love you. I miss you. I'm sorry I can't go this year. But yeah, makes me sad. It was all lined up too, darn it. The universe works in mysterious ways, so now I can offer you things during the weekend. All right, I will let you guys go. Don't feed the trolls. Have lots of fun. One thing I wanted to mention is you're going to be around a whole bunch of really cool, inspiring things, artists doing amazing things, artists that are stretched to the end of their ropes, but try and set yourself in a mindset of taking all of that in an inspiring way. Some people, it's hard when you get surrounded by really awesome stuff to not, or even just quantities of stuff, people producing a lot of things and you're feeling less than, or like you can't keep up or whatever, to try and use that as an inspiration, not as a beat yourself up. I can't even use words. Don't use it to beat yourself up, use it to inspire yourself. Put yourself in a frame of mind of like, these are things that are possible. I'm going to try and do one more piece, or I'm going to try and do hooves a little bit better, or white markings a little bit better next year, or whatever. Don't use it as an opportunity to beat yourself up. That's not what these things are supposed to be about. Use this opportunity and suck in all of the inspiration, process it, and make all your art more awesome going forward. So that is my wisdom piece for the day. I'll let you guys go. Have an awesome week. I will be posting lots probably over the next couple of days, and I will see you guys for next Sunday's stream in the middle of BreyerFest, if not a little bit sooner. So I will let you go. Don't feed trolls.